Priority bids, timed auction, on-site viewing on now. Demand for equipment is strong. Contact your local territory manager to consign. More at rbauction.com.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Strudlin. How would you like to join me and the superstars of hockey on an exotic holiday? Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters, you can attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Fernando Pisani, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Gene Principe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. There's still time to get in on every hockey fan's dream cruise. Book now and save $500 per couple. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
Visit cast.tours/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Call now to book and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours, 1-833-347-7678.
This is Sports 1440 and the all-new Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. Thank you guys for tuning into Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and Sam Wilness with you guys here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Bit of a nasty day out there. Wish I was heading to Mexico in a few days. That would sure be nice. Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in the Duke. Go pay him a visit. Good morning, Brandon. You ready to get this show on the road and head out of Edmonton?
I am. It's not that I don't enjoy being here. It's not that I don't enjoy our conversations on a day-to-day basis.
Of course.
I live for it, as a matter of fact. But, you know, every man, woman, maybe some children, you just need some time away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this has been on my docket for essentially a calendar year. And the countdown really officially started about a week ago. And I'm ready.
What's the first beverage? Not on the plane, not on the bus. You get to that resort, it's all inclusive, everything's free. You can't go cerveza.
Spicy Marg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe even something fruitier. I'll just go with like, what drink can you serve me that has the most amount of fresh fruit blended into it as possible?
When I went last time, and it was me and my buddy in a room, and I was like, went to this bartender, like, obviously you don't know the resort yet. So I just walked up, give me this. And it was no one else was around. Give me the fanciest drink you can. So this guy is a masterpiece, fruit and everything in it. Go back to the room to my buddy. He's like, what the heck is that? I asked for the fanciest drink. This is what we got. So I think you got to start off with some class.
Yeah, I love like a spicy mango or a spicy passion fruit marg with that, like the spicy tahini on the rim.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
Because it's not that spicy.
No, like they call it spicy, but it's like the only spice comes from the rim.
Yeah.
Right. Like the rest of it's still just a mango margarita, which I really enjoy. So yeah, it's going to be a good time.
It's a little envious.
I get to fly by myself because everyone else is flying out of Calgary.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, because I had to pay more to fly out of Edmonton. But I like weighed the options about convenience and to drive down, even to meet the other people in Delburn and carpool. It's like, I'll just fly out of Edmonton.
It's
by
not
myself.
going down, but it's coming back.
Oh, the way, like after I arrive home,
Yeah,
I'll be in a living hell of lack of sleep, hangover, all culminating at once. Yeah, I'd rather have the half-hour drive from EIA compared to the 3-hour, half-hour drive from Calgary.
But you get back on a Thursday, and what happens that night?
Pizza Pig Out.
Pizza Pig Out.
And JR's little shindig at Cook County.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Keep that train rolling, baby.
Go have some drinks at both spots and some great pizza. Help out a great cause. If you want tickets for a Gregor's Pizza Pig Out, let us know. We can tell you where to get them.
It's always a good time. It's so much good food, good times. The 2 years I've got a chance to go, it's been awesome.
I missed last year, but I've been to I think all of them previously. Benny was too close to arrival, so we were like, let's just hunker down.
I thought it would have been perfect opportunity to take Ashley and she can Pizza Pig Out.
Pizza Pig. Well, I'm fired up for it this year. I'm going to be going crazy. I heard there's like mystery boxes from last year. I'm hoping those are back.
Yeah, I won some movie passes and stuff that I've still yet to use.
That's like too good to go in other forums.
Yeah, Connor just loves the thrill.
I'm a sucker.
I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure I was with you one time when we went into like a collectibles type store and they have like a mystery box that you buy for $15 and it could be anything from like a Super Bowl t-shirt from the team that never won. This is like a leftover, or it could be like a card that's.
Did you buy one?
No,
just me.
I'm not really it's not really my speed.
Oh my goodness,
collectible stuff. I'd be more inclined on the too good to go mystery boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I love that show.
Right?
Storage Wars, you know.
Yeah, you'd be a perfect fit.
I'd be wasting so much money. Lots to get to here on the program when we talk a little bit of sports. Of course, it is Game 3 of the World Series tonight. Should be a fun one. Pitching matchup. Some beasts out there. Well, Mad Max, we'll wait and see. I think everyone's kind of like, let's see what happens with him. Good weekend for the Jays, I would say. 1-1. Good Friday night. Got to the Dodgers bullpen. That's what we needed to see. Yamamoto on Saturday night was like, nah, I got this. I'm going to just run right through the Jays. And they did so. So tonight on Sports 1440, we'll have that game for you. Of course, Monday Night Football as well. Chiefs and Commanders. No Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota going to get the start at quarterback. So Chiefs probably going to be looking pretty good in this one.
But you know who is in the game, Connor?
Who?
Scary Terry.
He's playing.
I believe so.
Is he in our lineup? I don't think so. I thought he was.
He hasn't earned the right.
I thought he was out. So I don't know if I put him in our lineup. We are projected to win. It's one of those beautiful occasions for me where as I scroll through my league, 96% chance to win, 99% chance to win, 100% chance to win.
Wow.
It looks like we're going to go 3 for 3, but we are playing 2 girlies, 1 cup. Classic team name. Justin Herbert for us was the star. I made a questionable move in this one. Started Atlanta's defense against Miami. That got us 0.
But not negative?
Not negative, but 0. The opposition, I'll tell you this. Drake London on my team in 1 league. I played him in 2 other leagues. One of the benefits of having a young kid is you wake up early.
Right.
Saw that Drake London wasn't going to play. Got him out of my lineup. My 2 other oppositions this week both left him in their lineup.
Rookie mistakes.
Can't be doing that.
You can't be. You can't be sleeping into 10:58 on Sunday mornings. You got to be up and at 'em, checking the injury reports, getting the last minute intel, and making the necessary adjustments.
So we're up 27 plus 19.
46.
With Kelsey, Kansas City's defense, and Bill.
So I'm in my 1 league, I'm up I'm up a lot, actually, almost 50 points. But Pacheco, Bill, McLaurin, Mariota. I'm currently given a 54% chance.
It's gonna be. You mean you don't want too many points?
But
tonight?
Pacheco, like Burchard, took a ton of carries last week.
You thinking maybe? Just
maybe he doesn't see a ton. And I mean, this game has blowout potential all over it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Commanders are tough though. I think they'll put up a fight.
I think the Dan Quinn is a good coach. I do believe that, but their defense is bad. Was supposed to be improved this year. It really has not been. It might have actually regressed a little bit. You don't have your starting quarterback, Mariota, capable backup. They do get their weapons back, like McLaurin and Samuel's both set to play. So that is at least gives options. He's not throwing it to Luke McCaffrey and Who else? It was a guy that I thought was not in the league anymore. A guy that had changed his name. He had a weird first name now. I'll fact check this. Bad radio. But anyway, at least Mariota has weapons available to him.
Chris Moore?
No. Well, also sort of, yes. But he's like more journeyman.
Jalen Lane?
No.
That's like all they have listed on their depth chart. And you're talking receivers here?
Yeah.
Maybe some mystery player.
Maybe.
All they have, Noah Brown?
He was
He's
hurt.
out.
He was hurt too.
They only have McLaurin, Samuel, McCaffrey, Lane, Chris Moore. So maybe there's someone on the practice roster they pick up
Yeah.
or promote. I will say, just in the one league where I did have Drake London out, who had 0 points, obviously, my only option to replace him was Jerry Jeudy, who also put up 0 points.
So didn't really getting up early didn't really work out that well for you.
It was like suckers, and then no, he's still giving me nothing. That's my depth receivers, Jerry Jeudy and Calvin Ridley in that league. Not ideal. Slurpy Sean texting into 1-833-401-1440 says, "Hey fellas, my running backs are Taylor, Gibbs, and Javonte. My receivers, Nico, Odunze, AJ Brown. I want to trade Javonte and Brown for Bijan and Higgins. The guy I want to trade with is really weak at receivers. He only got Shaheed and Dobbs. Should I go for it? What do you think of the offer? Full PPR. So you trade Javonte and AJ Brown, and you get Bijan and Higgins. So your running backs would still be Taylor, Gibbs, and Bijan. Are you kidding me? That alone, I'm like, yeah, you got to do it. You still have Nico, who was injured, Odunze. So you'd start Nico, Odunze, and Higgins. And you have a quarterback that can actually throw the football. T. Higgins did score a touchdown yesterday, right? Or was that in my imagination?
So
Maybe I dreamed
There's
it.
a good chance. Oh, Jamar did not have a touchdown yesterday.
Jamar.
Even though the team still put up 38 points and lost.
Yeah.
The Bengals are a bummer. I'm out.
You know, I will just say, cool story for the Jets. Nick Mango passing away, unfortunately.
Good point.
That was tragic. He was a hell of a player. Good dude. But then for the Jets, and then he's an Ohio guy, former Buckeye. So for the Jets to win in Ohio for their Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Cool story. Sucks for Mango. Sucks for the family. And like he was a beauty.
So
he epitomized New
he was
York.
pretty active. Like you saw him across different media platforms. He would do interviews and just like you can't find somebody ever saying a bad word about him as a guy. Was a really good player, unbelievable player, awesome guy. Was kind of, I believe, kind of on the wait list or in the process of getting a kidney transplant. Didn't work out, obviously, and passing away much too soon. But yeah, great for the Jets to get a win. Great for Justin Fields. After Woody Johnson publicly called him out, essentially said he's terrible. Good for them. I did not expect them to go 0-17. I actually thought they would be quite a bit better than they've shown so far this year. Monkey off the back, at least with a victory.
You're thinking Robbie Chosen.
I had it right in front of me here because I just went to last week's depth chart and he was in the game. And yeah, Robbie Chosen, formerly Robbie Anderson.
What did he think Sir Purr was? A bear?
Bear.
What's that bear doing?
What's that bear doing? What? Panther.
That's Sir Purr.
That's Sir Purr. Who?
He's a name.
You call him that? That's his name. All-timer, all-time video. It's so funny.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go.
You just have to Google Sir Purr.
Or Robbie Anderson mic'd up. Might have been DJ Moore mic'd up, but those two talking on the bench looking at the.
And it just like
mascot.
cuts because it was during COVID. And so it cuts up and there's Sir Purr in the empty bleachers just doing that classic mascot like hip thrust thing where they're like what Gritty does, just bouncing the gut.
Yeah.
And it's just as they're talking, it was like, you call him that? You walk up and say, like, what's up, Sir Purr?
What's that bear doing?
What's that bear doing?
Just not immersed in the culture for the Carolina Panthers. Just there to play football. X-Ray Gog says, Connor, will there be any gluten-free pizza at the Pig Out?
Yeah, there usually is some vegetarian options and I believe a gluten-free table as well.
Which is wild because as a non-gluten-free person,
you're a gluten guy.
Never thought about it. So I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I can confirm with Gregor, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a whole table of it.
If my memory serves me correctly, there is, like a table of each, whatever places have the ability to make a gluten-free option. They put some in there. I'm not going to lie to you. The selection is nothing like the rest of the spread, but it is still there for you.
Triple Cena Truck says, who's going to give Northside Jason his first loss? Well, it's a good question. I'll have to see who's playing him in the next few weeks. Northside Jason, undefeated. He's got Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Emeka Egbuka, who didn't find pay dirt yesterday, Tony Pollard, White, Kincaid, Pittman Jr., Lutz, and the Denver Broncos defense. It seems like it's a beatable team, but some players making plays. Pittman, big game, eight catches yesterday. The biggest game of all was had by Jonathan Taylor yesterday.
He can't be stopped.
In a half-point PPR, 36.4 points. James Cook, right behind him at 33.5. You had Breece Hall at 31 with Saquon. How about Tucker Kraft, 29 on National Tight End Day? Jordan Love, if you had that stack, 28, pretty good. Drake May. If I were to ask you, Duke, standard, but well, you know what? Let's go half-point PPR. Doesn't change much. Who is the first ranked player in fantasy football? You'd probably know who it is.
On the season?
On the season.
Half PPR?
Yeah.
Is it not Jonathan Taylor?
Of course. Who do you think is second, though?
Is it Drake May?
That's Drake May. I shouldn't have told you.
You kind of led me into that one, so thank you.
What the
I'll
heck?
tell you what, that would not have been my guess.
Averaging 22 points a week. PPR doesn't matter for him as much. Yeah, you've also got now taking in bye weeks. That changes things up a little bit more because Patrick Mahomes does have averaging right now 25 points per week, but he hasn't played as many games as Drake May. Lamar Jackson, when he's out there, third. Josh Allen, fourth. Drake May, fifth. When it comes to non-quarterbacks, Christian McCaffrey is the next highest. And then technically on a week-by-week basis, Rashee Rice is right there too. But he's only played one game. Had 19 points. It was a very good game, but there you have it. Text line is 1-833-401-1440 if you'd like to get in on the conversation. Of course, you can also join us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Top Guy says, gluten-free pizza. Why don't you just eat the box? Well, Top Guy, if you can't have gluten, you don't eat gluten-full pizza. Did you know anyone who can't eat gluten? Duke?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The consequences are not good. So you're not, that's why you eat it. I won't say that I had an experience with someone who ate gluten when they weren't supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was immediate. And this was coming back from houseboating.
Oh.
In the mountains. Yeah. Not pretty. Not good.
That does not make for a very merry ride home.
No, it's awful. A lot of stomach pain. X-Ray Gogs just says my GF needs one to come. We'll confirm that because I'd hate for you to show up and then it's our fault. I'd be like, well, I'll buy you a
tell you what,
dinner.
let me whip you something up here.
I know one of the chefs at Banquet. He's in my fantasy football league, actually.
Oh, really?
I found that out.
Yeah. The same one as lead singer of Stereos?
Different league.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Connor's got himself a little celebrity football league going on.
Celebrity chef.
Celebrity chef, Connor Halley, lead singer of Stereos, whose name you've told me and I still can't remember, and I feel bad because Pat. I think he's great. We still got to get him on the show.
Got to get him. Yeah. Maybe when you get back from Mexico, you're all tanned and
whenever.
stuff.
Yeah, I'll be looking good. He can get me pass along some of his groupies.
Yeah, maybe.
I would prefer his Delta Suite groupies. They'd be more my speed.
More country.
Yeah.
Fat Efron says, been away for 2 months, but did everyone give up on their season who drafted Henderson? What a waste of second and third round picks. Never believe the preseason hype again.
So I have him in my dynasty league.
Yeah.
And this whole time, I've just been waiting, thinking, I was like, all right, is he going to ever replace DeAndre Swift in my flex spot? Because my other two running backs are Devon Achane and Jonathan Taylor. Pretty lock, stock, and barrel, right? But I was like, man, if Swift does end up giving up some touches to Monungai, and I was a little hesitant on him because of the Ben Johnson history and all stuff, but he continues to be very reliable in that Bears offense.
Scored again?
Yep, scored again. I've just been waiting on Henderson. And I don't know if he spat in Mike Vrabel's mother's face or something, but he just has no interest in using him in the game plan at all. Now, I have the benefit. It's Dynasty League. I'm not dropping him. I'm stashing him there. he's a potential trade chip for me. Same could go for like if you're a keeper or other dynasty leagues. Like if you're looking to improve your roster in the right now to a rebuilding team, you could still get some value for him. I'm not willing to trade him for anything less than a first round pick. I used the 6th overall pick in our league on him.
He's not hurting you.
No, he's just he's just hanging out on the bench. And speaking of which, my first round pick from last year, Roman Wilson, has essentially been a zero factor his entire. And he was hurt a lot last year, so that's worth noting too. But even so far this year, the Steelers have no receivers after DK Metcalf, and I thought this is a great chance for Roman Wilson. Instead, they just use 3 tight ends every down until last night, which coincidentally comes. I finally dropped him. Like, was that those points aren't even on my bench? They're just out in the abyss, floating in free agency. He had a breakout game. Finds the end zone, a 45-yard reception earlier in the game. Yeah, and I'd held him this whole time. Zeros across the board for a season and a half. First week I drop him, blows up.
Were you the problem?
Some would ask. I'd hear those arguments.
They'd occasionally get Calvin Austin involved in the lineup. In the game, he had I don't know. He had that one that's kind of like almost like a bubble screen where he whipped it out there and kind of bobbled it. I wonder if Aaron Rodgers holds a bias. But, are you going to go get Wilson now?
The bid is in. I put it in when the game was still being played last night. I was like, I got to get him back. I was like, this is my former first-round pick. I can't let somebody else have him. I pride myself in our Dynasty League of being a very good drafter of rookies. I draft and develop talent in fantasy football.
Well, you left 17 points off the board, I guess. And
that would have been better than a couple of my receivers because, like you said, Ibuka didn't find the end zone, so a pretty modest day production-wise. Eli Manor, he was on my bench. He was like my other receiver option. He had a couple late catches, I think, I think he might have had 9 points in PPR. So, but then, listen, I had plenty of other good performers. Not named Caleb Williams once again. Justin Herbert on my bench.
Oh, you can't bench Herbie.
I thought Williams against that Ravens defense, which has been terrible this year.
You see Herbert Friday night at the Lakers game, dapping up LeBron, protecting his girlfriend, superstar Madison Beer. This guy's a rock star now.
Yeah, but that was after he'd already played.
Well, still, nonetheless.
Moving forward, I think I have to play him.
Is that Halloween parties?
Yeah, no more benchings for Justin Herbert. The O-line's getting back to healthier.
About as healthy as it's going to get.
Yes, this is the best version of it. We'll see moving forward.
Let's take a break. When we come back, more text. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy. You're on Sports 1440. You can also watch us on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
You've probably heard the term supply and demand. Something is needed and someone supplies it. We're GS Construction, and we're in the supply and demand business with you. Edmonton and the surrounding area continue to grow. Infrastructure has to be continually replaced and upgraded to keep up with demand. You see it with new buildings and new roads, but what about below ground, where all sorts of pipes bring you water and take wastewater away? That's where we come in. For more on what we do, go to gsconstruction.ca.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's #1.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Herrischwiener.
The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhock Beef Jerky is the best.
It might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhock Beef Jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win friends with salad.
When pumpkins glow and night turns chill, there's one fall treat that fits the bill. A pizza shaped like a jack-o'-lantern with smiling pepperoni pattern. Thin golden crust, so cheesy and tasty. Get yours now, better be hasty. It's only around for a limited time for a spooktacular price, $17.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, yes, it's true. Papa John's Jack-o'-lantern Pizza is coming for you. Spookily and proudly locally owned and operated.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Prostate cancer affects 1 in 6 men in Alberta, and this November we're fighting back. Every dollar raised fuels early detection and life-saving support. Donate today for the men in our province. Visit keepitinalberta.ca to start your fundraiser or donate today.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Need the perfect ride? The Golf Cart people have it. They offer a wide selection of new and used models from top brands like Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go. Whether it's a lifted cart for adventure or a sleek ride for the course, they'll find your match. Customize with accessories or choose a ready-to-go option. Trusted by Albertans since 1997 for quality. Visit golfcartpeople.com to find your cart and hit the road or fairway your way.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:26. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and Sam Willis with you here from the Sports 1440 studios. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. Tell him we sent you. And thank us later because I know you will. Love it. If you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that like button. You can always text us. 1-833-401-1440. Right now, we'll go into the inbox for elksnation.ca. Of course, 2 weekly podcast. Now wrapping up the season. elksnation.ca. Eddie Steele, Declan Kruger. Of course, the most in-depth double E football coverage you're going to find out there on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast from. And they're going to keep it going all off season.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Keep the stories going.
Latest episode getting recorded today.
Yeah. The recap. Tough season. I mean, tough result. I would say, though, like...
So I had this as an in or out today with the conclusion of the campaign for the green and gold letter grade. And I know it's broad strokes, generic, just to put one single grade on the team for the season. What would you be pegging it as?
D's to get degrees? Is that the saying?
No. D's do not get you degrees.
These get degrees.
These get degrees.
I would give it a C. Like
I said, C plus.
It was the defense improved throughout the season, which is good. I think you got a little more idea of who players you might want to bring back and who maybe you don't want to move on from or want to move on from. There's questions at quarterback, no doubt about it. I said it even last week. Like I would sign Cody Fajardo for another year. And then I'm looking for someone else as well. Like I want to battle in camp, whether that's Trey Ford. You got the best running back in the CFL. I think you could add some weapons on the outside, or at least find some threats out there. But all in all, like I think the culture's building. You know, you have that consistency. So I would say a pass, but at the same time, another year.
Not really much to write home about. I mean, hey, you're not in the playoffs.
You're not in the playoffs.
You went 2-4 in your final 6 games, all of which had playoff implications.
It's exactly what we said. The drop against the Ticats, and then those like last 2 games in BC or in Ontario against Ticats and Ottawa. You win one of those games. In 2 of those games changes everything, right? Like They're close. They're close. But at the end of the year, out of the playoffs, you're not going to be thrilled about it. But I think this group can say, we don't care about where this team was 2-3 years ago. We can only look at it from what we've done, and we're going in the right direction. And I think that is an encouraging sign that you saw growth from a lot of spots. But I think still some work to be done, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about that a little bit on the Jason Gregor Show today as well. Text here from Husks. CH, Foo and Queens at Commonwealth, going for sure. You also getting Rush tickets. Foo Fighters and Queens at Commonwealth? Queen at Commonwealth?
Or
Queens
is it Queens of the Stone Age?
Stone Age, yeah.
I was going to say Queen is coming to Commonwealth Stadium.
Like with
Adam Lambert.
He took over.
He won American Idol, didn't he?
Top
second
two.
For sure.
Yeah, two.
Right up there.
He's right up there. I'd love to go. I have never seen the Foo Fighters. I have their DVD live at Wembley. That's as close as I've got to see the Foo Fighters in concert. So I would love to go see them, actually. Queens of the Stone Age got hits, but I would like to see Foo Fighters more.
He mentions Rush. What did you think of the Sportsnet? I assume you were watching the game on Sportsnet, not Fox. Game on the World Series.
Didn't get home till right at the start.
Oh, right. I guess you would have been here still. So, but
yes.
anyway, the pregame little montage, and then the voiceover was by the lead singer of Rush,
Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
What song was it? Tom Sawyer?
No.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Well, someone will tell us. I'm sure.
Maybe it was YYZ.
Maybe
that would make sense. Isn't that Toronto?
Maybe. I think so. Calgary's YYC, right?
Yeah.
YEG.
And Toronto or Vancouver's YVR.
YVR. I mean, I'm not as familiar about airport codes as maybe some people. LAX.
Really? It's one of my passions.
Yeah. You and Declan probably can compete about it. I think that's a good one. I think Rush
and had him and there were shots of him in the bleachers, the camera panning of just him sitting there amongst the vastness of the stadium.
I like seeing the celebs that get out, in Toronto. I'm sure they'll be crazy.
Like the Jonas Brothers?
I will say, and I know you loved it. I know everyone hated the music, but that ceremony of them holding their names, I was getting teary-eyed. I was getting emotional.
From the stand up to cancer thing, right? And then it was and so everybody, I did not see a single person online. And keep in mind, I was not watching this live. I was listening to the game in the tractor.
So you had no idea when I texted you what was happening?
Several people texted me, and I'm like, what is going on? Because none of you put any context in the message. You just said, you must be amped right now. Another guy texted me, said, hey, it's your boys. And I kept thinking, I was like, did the Ducks make some crazy trade or something? I was so confused. And so I opened my phone, and for the top tweet, I can't remember who it was from, was did not have the Jonas Brothers playing in the middle of a World Series game on my bingo card. And
it was kind of screwed the Jays, to be honest. But
well, so here's the thing. I didn't see a single person say they liked the idea of having a 1-song concert in the middle of the game, right? Stops the momentum of the game, all that stuff. But to me, it comes across as Major League Baseball's attempt at yes, that's a very heavy moment to the stand up to cancer thing. And both teams are in the dugout and kind of sets a bit of a hush over the stadium. All right, let's try and get the energy back up. Here's a couple songs with a live band. That is what I read as the intent behind it. Now, as much as I love the Jonas Brothers, I think it's a terrible idea to try and have a mini concert in the middle of the baseball game.
And they weren't really playing their hits either.
What'd they play?
I don't know, but it wasn't hits.
Well, what Jonas Brothers song have they played that you would have recognized?
I don't actually know,
exactly.
But I would have known it. They've had hits.
Burning Up.
Yeah, that would have got maybe a few more people.
Did they play Waffle House?
I don't know. Honestly, I was kind of well, I'm going to go clean bottles. This is dumb.
Wow. How could you disrespect the Joe Bros?
It was honestly, the stand up to cancer signs was so emotional. You have other people holding the survivors, my mom, and other things. I was teary eyed, and all of a sudden oh no, here comes Sony recording artist, the Jonas Brothers. It was just no one wants this.
Yeah.
My tweet was that I haven't seen this people rattled about free music since Apple gave us Songs of Innocence.
Was that the YouTube?
Yeah.
Where it's here, you downloaded you got the iTunes update? Here's YouTube.
Yeah, everyone's I don't want this.
I don't want this. I can't delete it from my iPod.
Nope.
It's impossible. It's just on there permanently.
I explained that to Gregor and Strutty 3 years ago. Just like, yeah, and you couldn't delete it. And they're like, well, it's free music. It's not that big a deal. I'm like, everyone hated it. This wasn't like even disco.
Was it even a good album?
I couldn't tell you.
Was it good music? I'm not a huge U2 guy. Like, not really my speed, but
I think U2 has a lot of hits. But when it's just given to you and you don't want it, every time it was on shuffle,
you're naturally against it because it was forced upon you.
Because you'd be shuffling through and all of a sudden you'd see that little album cover and you'd be like, nope, next.
Oh, you hate this.
Everyone hates it. I see, like, Dean says, did they play anything? LOL. Is that a song? I don't know. All I know is they didn't play their hits. It was just like, how do we drop in some new music?
Well, they did recently release an album.
So anyways, as I was saying, cool to see the celebrities out at the Toronto Blue Jays game. Nelly Furtado was out. Saw a bunch of athletes, and we'll see what happens with in LA. Maybe Justin Herbert and Madison Beer will be at the game tonight. It is possible. Nobody wants to hear Jonas Brothers, and they're not a band. Bands play instruments.
They do play instruments.
Rod, they do play instruments. Just to fact check you, they do play instruments. Nobody may want to hear them. But
they can all play several instruments, as a matter of fact. So, check yourself.
Oh, it was a reference to the watch party. Yeah. Jonas Brothers came up at the watch party last time.
About how they put on a great Grey Cup halftime show last year?
Precisely. Yeah,
verbatim. I'm sure that's what was said.
That was exactly what we talked about. Let's talk about, before we go to break, a little bit about the Edmonton Oilers. I think Speck had an okay point about, if you put it in just the terms, they came back.
Context.
They came back. They were down 2 games, 2 nights, got a point in Vancouver. But you can also say, not the best Canucks team, not with their best player. Hell of a goalie. Goalie keeps them in it. We've seen that twice already this year. Thatcher Demko has been fantastic. We're not surprised by that. But to get through the first 10 games of the season, 4-4-2, probably not ideal. But you have your longest homestand of the season coming up next, 3 games.
That is tough.
And you got an 8-2 Mammoth team coming to town.
Mm-hmm,
the Mammoth, you were familiar with the names on the Mammoth. Dylan Guenther, I think a lot of, obviously from his time with the Oil Kings. And then, hearing how he's trying to add more ways to score goals. But Nick Schmaltz, 7 goals in the season. Logan Cooley, those 2 players tied with Leon Draisaitl for second in the league in scoring. There's a whole handful of players in that category right now. But this Utah team, they're pretty damn good to start the season.
They are good. And yeah, I'm right there with you about Speck's point, contextually, the trip, finishing off. But I also kind of look at the way they played against Seattle and Vancouver here in this back-to-back. And I find a really hard time pulling positives out of it, because even though they came back and scraped away a loser point last night, man, like, you were so drastically outplayed for the first half of the game for sure, and even a good chunk of the first 40 minutes overall, that you kind of say, like, what are we talking? Like, the Oilers last 2 seasons, very bad starts, right? Their record this year through 10 games, almost identical. They were 4-5-1. Last year, they're 4-4-2 this year through the first 10. This is a team that knows when to turn it on when the games matter the most. That I still think they're very much a playoff team. There's no danger there yet in my eyes. But at the same time, you kind of think, like, you all said to a man, coaching staff, management, right down to your star players, that we want a better start this year. Get off on the right foot. There's a lot of new faces in this lineup, some inexperience in the lineup, and you're talking about Savoy, Howard, even Tomaszek. Like, I have not seen anything that points toward that being a priority to this team whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, the way they start games, the way they've largely played over these first 10 contests, it looks uninspired at times and very lackadaisical in the way they transport the puck, they protect the puck, like the giveaways are Halloween's right around the corner. It gives vibes of that. I just have not been impressed with the team really at all through 10 games. There's been nothing that has stood out to me about, like, well, here's a positive to draw on or build on. There's been flashes, super brief moments, but outside of that, I just keep thinking, like, what is this Oilers team?
I feel like there's a time, like, when they're on their game, you're like, oh, damn, McDavid's flying.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to worry about Draisaitl hopping over. He's flying. And then the third line or fourth line, like, yeah, man, they're going to be physical with you. But, like, by their standards, McDavid and Draisaitl maybe
slower starts.
Draisaitl second in the league in scoring. It's crazy to say that, but power play goals have been a huge one for him. But then, like, there's no fear on the opposing defenseman. Like, going to retrieve a puck in your own end, you have all day. You're not getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just nothing really there. I'm with you. And, like, I won't get into the whole thing, but Hontorio Mom says, boys, Oilers are so vanilla. It's hard to watch. Do they have some sort of internal policy where you're only allowed to make 100-foot passes minimum? Why are the defense standing on the dots launching passes? Well, that Bouchard to Draisaitl.
Hey, that's a dot, man. That's what makes Evan Bouchard a $10.5 million defenseman, is when he makes plays like that and is seeing the ice that well. You know, you have to hope that can kickstart him a little bit, get some confidence back in his game, because offensively so far this year, a lot of indecision has plagued him. On decisions to when to pinch and moving the puck and stuff. He was better last night. And that assist is kind of the cherry on that cake. They've even mixed up the defense pairings. That's where we're at here 10 games in, where that almost has never happened, at least the top pairing specifically, during Chris Knobloch's entire tenure. So Coach Knobloch is clearly continuing just to like stick the spoon in the bowl and spin it around and hope that the next version of what comes out can yield some better results.
T-Bag says Oilers would be a monster with a goalie like Demko. Oh, to keep dreaming. Goaltending hasn't cost the Oilers, but it would solidify our soft defense. And you're right. At face value, you're totally right. But he's only $5 million this year.
Demko. Is. Yeah. The extension kicks in next year.
And then you've also got Lankinen at 4.5. So for the
that
next...
was a weird... Well, I mean, Demko's injury history, you got to have a little bit more insurance policy, I guess.
For 3 years, $13 million wrapped up in goaltending.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That is a lot. That's like having a $10 million goaltender and say Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, and then still a very expensive backup goalie.
Yeah. Well,
but
Demko's
I mean, the way Demko's played so far this year, he is right there with the likes of Shesterkin, Vasilevsky at his best. The best in the league. He's showing that in his career. It's just a matter of staying healthy enough to do it for full seasons and into playoff play.
Tug Speedman. Love the name. Does anyone think this has anything to do with Gully and Coffey not being there? Well, again, they had slow starts the last 2 years. Gollison would have only been there for both. Coffey only for one of the slow starts. I mean, the defense under Coffey last year, I think, had lulls and had, the same sort of issues. So I don't know. And Gully, I honestly like power play coach, and then I don't know how much else he was involved with. But I don't think so. Maybe there's just some things they're working out. But they've had slow starts under those guys last year. So we'll see. Maybe the Triple C and Chuck says they'll be fine. They'll be in the playoffs. They're going to dominate again. This little stretch with so many new players isn't a thing. Wait till they practice. Yeah, I'm like, hey, not getting much practice time. We'll see. We'll see how it plays.
Yeah, I am far from writing this team off or burying them. But just through 10 games, I just keep sitting there, like at the end of each one, kind of saying, like, is that what this team is?
There's not many redeeming qualities right now.
Now, no, not really.
Let's take a break. You can keep the text rolling in, 1-833-414-1440. We'll get to those next. We'll also let you know what's coming up on The Gregor Show and the Lowdown with Low Tide. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris-Schweiner. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhock Beef Jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhock Beef Jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
I'm Gene Principe for Legacy Heating and Cooling. If you need a furnace this Halloween, it'd be a grave mistake not to
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Need repair? Revampire your furnace. Just
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Legacy has a skeleton of furnaces in stock.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Plus, no interest and no prints of payments for 1 year when you buy with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal? Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Wendy's most important deal of the day has a fresh lineup. Pick any 2 breakfast items for $4. New 4-piece French toast sticks, bacon or sausage wrap, biscuit or English muffin sandwiches, small hot coffee, and more. Limited time only at participating Wendy's, taxes extra.
Every coach needs a game plan. Plan your fantasy frenzy with Halley and Douglas right here on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:45. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh, and Sam with you here. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. A lot of text rolling in about the Oilers. CJ EDM says 1-4-1 on the road. We always used to be a tough road team. Now we look soft and easy to play against, but I do know it is early. Essentially 10 years to 97-29, and we're back to a team having no identity. It's crazy, from Huntorio Momes. But it is early. If you can go back and look at the inbox from the last 2 years around this time, it'd be pretty dark. 2 years ago,
oh my God,
I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. And then they went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Last year, I was kind of like, let's wait and see. They'll bounce back, but it'll be tough. Still, got to get back to it sooner than later. Can't just sit back and say, oh, we'll bounce back. Like it doesn't work that way. Teams getting better around them. And you get motivated to play the Oilers. Like, you got fired up to try to shut down their big stars. Cal says, brutal hockey to watch. Still no urgency. Sloppy play. Average goaltending at best. They need one goalie to stand up. Hopefully Skinner can do it. Vancouver missing 5 regulars, including Quentin Hughes. And we still lose. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? If they play the way they played over the weekend, they probably lose again.
It will not be pretty.
Yeah.
What Utah presents, based on what we've seen on them so far this year, where they have been playing really good, is just some, breakneck speed type fire wagon hockey that might lend itself to look a lot like last week's Montreal game, right? Like, that was just back and forth, a lot of mistakes, a lot of sloppiness. And the Utah, they're a fun team to watch. They much like Montreal, and they've got guys both up front and on the back end that can skate really well, move the puck well. Logan, you mentioned guys like Logan Cooley and Dylan Gunther having really good starts to the season. Nick Schmaltz as well, one of their veteran guys they have. So, yeah, Utah. A lot of people pegged Utah as a team that was on the rise this year and can kind of maybe push for a playoff spot. But hey, here we are, 10-ish games in, depending on what team you're looking at. And they're leading their division. Right near the top of the conference. Give them a lot of credit. They're playing well. The Oilers, they're going to have a tough task ahead of themselves.
Undefeated since announcing Tusky as their mascot.
Get them out there. Tusky.
Oilers have a chance to
do the Oilers
get in the history books.
I was going to say, do the Oilers need to do something similar? Get a new mascot. Not to replace Hunter, but to join him. Kind of like the Elks have 2 mascots.
Like a sidekick?
Well, something like that. Like Kevin's idea of the roughneck that would be on the Jumbotron. Get a real life version
Like
of
a
that.
real, and like douse them in oil.
Just covered in it.
Nobody light a match.
The slop.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
He just like walks in front of their players when they're walking on the ice. They get oil on their skates.
Maybe we haven't quite reached that level of desperation yet with the team, but hey, this little mini skid continues.
You gotta start thinking.
Drastic measures may have to be taken, including a oil-covered man, woman, probably not child.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Do not cover a child in oil.
It's a slippery slope.
Literally.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, a lot of Oilers fans like, okay, well, you know, what's this move? What addition might they make? It's probably too early for that. That's probably not going to come for a little while. So
I would agree.
The solution comes from in the room. And you know what? Not to be that guy, but I didn't love when they traded Evander Kane because of the wee and vinegar that he brings to your lineup, the truculence. I get the, you know, made some cap space, all that sort of thing. But like I understood it, I got it, but I didn't love it because I thought that he's a guy who like brings people into the battle. And you know, other players on this team like Frederick, Phil, someone do it. Someone's got to do what he and Corey Perry did last year.
Well, and that's my next question to you is would have you been more okay with the trade of Evander Kane if they had retained Corey Perry?
100%.
Get it. Another year older, that many more miles on the body. He's played in 5 of the last 6 Stanley Cup finals. Is that what the number we're at here? Like it's just insane. The level of success he's had with whatever team he's on.
Mm-hmm.
The money, like he got a nice little payday down in LA. Credit to him. But at that point, when you're like, all right, we're looking to move on from Evander Kane, let's try and convince Corey Perry to stick in the fold because the intangibles, and nobody was expecting him to score. How many did he have last year? 18?
I can double check.
Either regardless, it was way more than anybody expected. And I don't think they would have been expecting that again this season. But it's other stuff that guys like that bring. This is suddenly a much more inexperienced lineup than the one that they've trotted out to begin the past 2 seasons.
It was 19.
19.
And I'm not even talking about his goal scoring.
It's the other stuff.
How many
this,
times
this team lacks grit? It lacks sandpaper. It's cliche, but it's true.
The amount of times he dropped the mitts and no one else did, or standing up for teammates, like those things alone, his goal scoring, that was just a bonus. But not having anyone that, you know, steps into the scrums or initiates it, be the bully a little bit. They don't have that, and it's hockey.
Yeah, rather because like right now the Oilers don't really have anybody that responds to stuff like that, let alone somebody that starts it. And that's what you're saying here. Kane and Perry, they can be both. They can be instigators and reciprocators.
Yeah.
And right now this Oilers team doesn't really have anybody willing so far to step up into that role.
And I know Kane wasn't playing last regular season. I can 100% get that, but you had a guy like Corey Perry doing it and kind of, I would say, maybe dragging guys into it. But you just look at this team now, like Trent Frederick, I kind of thought he'd be a little bit more nasty. If it's not his game, it's not his game, but try to get something out of it. He's got the size, 6'3", 220. Noah Philp, I mean, 6'3", 200. Is that his game? I don't think so, but maybe you got to add to it. What's Andrew Jones doing? Or sorry, Max Jones.
Well, and that's like when you're talking about a guy like Philp, who has largely played pretty well, I think here in the early going. He's got a couple goals under his belt, but once again, Connor, like this team has a lot of skill, right? For Noah Philp to be a full-time player on this Edmonton Oilers team, I think you have to try and add other elements to your game. Otherwise, you can go and be a really good scorer in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Like if offensive side of things, if you can chip in from time to time, that's awesome and it's a great addition, but they need you to do something else. And you have the size, you have the frame. Maybe it's just a matter of mind over matter to kind of get to that level.
Brad brings up losing Brown. That's another one.
Connor Brown, good player.
Yeah.
He's not one you're expecting to like drop the mitts, but doesn't usually shy away from physical play. Go to the corners and stuff like that, and he's not a shrinking violet, even if he's not, you know, the boogeyman out there.
Yeah, tough to play against.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up next here on Sports 1440, we got a bit of a special edition of the Lowdown with Low Tide. Now, Josh, we've got Steve Lansky. Your mic is kind of far away from you, but Steve Lansky is going to be in studio for the entirety of the 2 hours.
Steve Lansky and Paul Hemming, both sides
Paul
of the
Hemming.
Inside the Truck podcast.
So Inside the Truck podcast invades the Lowdown with Low Tide.
Correct.
It's a takeover.
It's going to be a
episode.
crowded studio.
What
And
is
then
this,
Jason
a
Gregor's
crossover
in
episode.
Jason Gregor's in at 1:20. No Declan Kruger today. He has an appointment, something or other.
Oh,
And we'll be in for the Gregor show. He assured me,
Okay.
so I can go home and have a nap. But
nice.
alas, we'll find out when the time comes.
All right. And then on the Gregor show from 2 until 6 today, should be fun. Sean Brown going to be in here. A guy who
Brownie.
had a little truculence in his game. See what he thinks of the Oilers. Kevin Woodley will be by from In Goal Magazine. Of course, we got Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. Working on someone from the Green and Gold to recap the season. How about Bill Armstrong, general manager?
Is that good?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good.
Not bad.
GM of the Armstrong, of the Mammoth. GM of the Armstrong.
GM of the Armstrong.
I'm getting weird with it. Of course, Spec as well. So lots to get to on the Jason Gregor show today. Make sure you keep it locked here on Sports 1440 throughout the entirety of the day. And then, hey, 6 o'clock, Game 3, World Series. Jays, Dodgers from Los Angeles.
I'd like to send out a PSA. My good friend Brant, he started this tradition. It's extended into our group chat. I want to invite everybody else to call it a creamer when you're drinking a Guinness. Have a creamer during the Jays game. Rally creamers.
All right.
I might have to stop and pick myself up a little 4-pack. I don't even like Guinness, but I just got to get in on the action.
Get a creamer.
Get a creamer.
Radio feed only. If you are listening online, it's going to be Fox Sports Radio. So find a radio, drive around the city, listen to the game. Let's get to a Sports 1440 update right now, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Here is Sam Wilness.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
What a relationship they have. Game 3 of the World Series tonight in Los Angeles as the Blue Jays look to take a 2-1 lead over the Dodgers. Max Scherzer starting for Toronto with the first pitch at 6 p.m. Only 2 games in the NHL tonight as the Senators host the Bruins and the Blues head to Pittsburgh. Monday Night Football has the Commanders facing the Kansas City Chiefs. Kickoff at 6:00, and off the field, Tyler Lockett has signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. Lockett had signed a 1-year deal with the Titans in April and had 70 yards on 10 catches before being released last week. Raptors on the road tonight as they take on Wemby and the Spurs. Tip off at 6. 10 other games on the hardwood, including Cavaliers heading to Detroit, the Magic and 76ers facing off to Philly, the Thunder roll into Dallas, and the Timberwolves and Nuggets go head-to-head. In the CFL, the Owlets have signed fullback David Dallaire to a 3-year contract, and the 2027 the Grey Cup host has been named, with Regina getting the honors. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's a special episode of the Lowdown with Low Tide as we are joined by Inside the Truck podcast. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam